Hey, brother. How are you?
Max, is that you?
That's me.
How's it going, Max?
Oh, things are looking up. Things are really looking up.
What do you
I'm
mean things are looking up?
I mean, the Red Sox are going to the World Series. We're talking moments after the Red Sox won the World Series, so things are finally looking up.
Looking up? I mean, I can't believe that that's what you say in this moment now that the
I'm
Red Sox have
so
just one
happy.
game. Okay, thank you.
I'm so happy.
Did you ever
Um,
think that after we lost game 1 that we were just going to win the next 4 games, we would never even get it back to Boston?
I think no. I mean, I scheduled my plane travel this weekend around potential game 7. I wanted to be home for game 7 because I just assumed that we would definitely have a game 7 because the Astros were so good and we crushed them. We won 4 straight games.
They were really
And
good.
I wore the same T-shirt each
But-
of the 4 games. Do you understand? I've been wearing the same shirt each
I
of the
love your
last.
t-shirt too. You should post it. So I want you to post it on our Instagram, which
I
is
also
Phone
wore
Wallet
this
Keys
for-
David Ortiz, and our Twitter is Wallet Keys Ortiz. This is
Sam,
episode 7 of
I
the Phone
don't-
Wallet Keys
Sam,
podcast.
we're
I
not-
think we should
can't-
introduce
no,
it.
we can't-
We're having a podcast.
like-
We're recording this.
Okay, all right. We'll start the podcast now then.
Cross me up. Don't snap. Don't breathe. Just leave me up your skin. And baby begin.
I need you to indulge me for a second. Let's get the facts out before we start reacting to the facts. We just can't be reacting to facts we don't name. So let's name the situation.
Okay, it's Thursday, 11:53 p.m.
It's Alex Cora's birthday.
Is that true?
That's true.
Holy shit.
Tell
David
the people what happened.
David Price pitched 6 scoreless innings.
And the Red Sox are going to the
the
World
Red Sox
Series.
are
The
going to the
Red
World
Sox
Series.
won the pennant tonight.
I feel completely
The Red
vindicated
Sox
on
defeated the
on
defending.
so many different levels. If you go back and listen in the annals of Phone Wallet Keys, David Ortiz, before the playoffs even start, you will hear my voice in episode 1 or 2 saying, I just want Devers to start at third base. And we took a little flack from that at first. I know you had some friends saying, don't why's your brother talking shit about Nooney? And I just feel completely vindicated about Devers. I feel like Mookie Betts, I feel like that controversial call from the first inning of game 4 was completely vindicated in game 5
Because
when,
of his
when Mookie Betts
amazing
made
catch.
an identical
Sweet vindication.
spectacular
That is what
athletic
sweet
catch.
justice looks like.
And we've been really
Also-
kind of amped up on our social media going after the racist Boston sports media for having racial biases
Mm-hmm.
against David Price. With not trying to jinx us or anything, but I put up a little quiz on our Twitter today saying, after David Price pitches us into the World Series tonight, is the racist Boston sports media going to change their tune? Because I had a good feeling that David Price was actually going to
I had
be
a great feeling. I am so happy for him. He had never won a playoff game before tonight. And this was a person who, okay, speaking of racist sports media, David Price was on the mound as a rookie for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in 2008 when the defending champion, World Series champion Red Sox lost to the Devil Rays in Game 7. We lost to the Devil Rays in Game 7 and lost like 3 games in that series by 1 run because we couldn't generate any offense because the racist sports media chased Manny Ramirez out of town, and they tried to chase David, and David Price beat the Red Sox that day as a
great
rookie
point.
in Game
Great
7.
point.
Came out of bullpen,
Great point.
And he sent the Devil Rays to the World Series. And today, David Price sent the Red Sox to the World Series in spite of the racist sports media who is still around. All those same people are still around who ran Manny out of town. They still have their jobs, and they tried to run David Price out of town. I can't believe we are living in a world in which you can openly root against the Red Sox in Boston and keep your job on the radio.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play our one of our loyal listeners, John Joya, sent us the audio of Greg Dickerson rooting against David Price. I'm going to play it for the audience right now. I'm going to cue it in.
All right, that's a great idea.
It'll be a great series. I'm more excited about Game 2 than I am about Game 1, simply for the David Price factor. And I don't know what I want to happen. I really don't. As a Red Sox fan, yes, I want the Red Sox to win. I'm kind of like, there is part of me that would like to see David Price get shelled again, and maybe the Red Sox can come back in the game. But tomorrow is going to be ultra fascinating. The future of David Price, I think, in a lot of ways, hangs on tomorrow night, at least in the eyes of a lot of people. I think no matter what he does, unless David Price throws a gem tomorrow and is able to parlay that into multiple other gems, either in the American League Championship Series and then the World Series, unless something like that happens, I just don't know how you bring him back.
So that was, again, before the Yankee series.
This trifling, seditious motherfucker, you're going to root against a Red Sox pitching against the Yankees in the playoffs? Are you kidding me? You want him to get lit up? Like, that's so crazy. It's so crazy to me that this can happen. And I think, like, there's no other explanation that makes any sense. What white athlete is rooted against like this is you want the Yankees to defeat the Red Sox, Sam?
It's unbelievable. So if Greg Dickerson, if you have any dignity at all, you will issue a public apology. And if you're looking for a platform to do it, because you're scared of WEI.
And you'll take an anti-racist training and go off the air until you complete it.
Oh, I think
what the fuck?
That's actually the move. Good call. But Max, let's not focus on the negative things right now. I'm in a great mood. Let's talk about Andrew Benintendi.
I was thinking today before the game about last night's game because I had such a great time watching last night's game, and I was thinking about I can't name 5 better playoff games than that. I can name 4 playoff games that I really truly love, and I'll do that for you really quick, and we'll just make sure our lists are the same, if that's okay. And then I would like to sort of go through the Game 4 win, because it had so many crazy things that happened, and it would just be fun to talk to you about them. But like, before we do, if we're talking about like Pantheon Red Sox playoff wins, I will point out to you that it's weird how none of them really occur in the World Series. Like, none of the great games that we've ever played have come in the World Series. I mean, if you guys can think of one, name them. But like, I was thinking Game
4, Game 5 of 2004.
Were you at those games?
I was at Game 5. Actually with John Joya, in the bleachers. So that was David Ortiz. It went to like 15 innings, and David Ortiz hit a walk-off double. It was the same 24-hour period where he'd hit a walk-off home run the night before. But that game was
so crazy. That game you were at was so crazy. Do you remember how fucking Tony Clark hits a ground rule double that gets out? If it stays in the park, it's going to roll around. The Yankees are going to score. But because like it hit a fan, they ruled it a ground rule double, and the guy had to go back to third, and the Yankees didn't score in like the 13th inning, maybe the 12th. I don't know.
No, I definitely don't remember that.
We're relying on Curtis Laskanik to get big outs. Esteban Loaiza is coming in and throwing nuclear stuff, and Poppy fights it off. Oh, what a game. All right. Also,
I want to say also that Unfortunately, that was I was like about 16 years old and completely wasted during that game. But it was so long that like by the end of it we had sobered up, and so I have no idea what you're talking about. None. But let me hear about some of your other favorite Red Sox games of all time, but quickly because I just want to get to last night. So just breeze through them.
Well, quickly. There's also the Derek Lowe Game 5 save in the 2003 ALDS, in which he did that like inside out fastball that struck out Terrence Long.
Oh my God, that just fucking lit up
junk.
You just lit my brain up with that. I had no idea what you were talking about when you started to say that, but then that pitch, that pitch
is
just
incredible.
came back
but
to
that
me.
whole
Oh my
game
God.
was incredible.
Wow. What about when Pedro came into relief?
Miguel Tejada cried with frustration. I remember very clearly. Anyway,
there was the game where Pedro Martinez relieved like 5 perfect innings against the Indians.
That we, like, people talk about Pedro Martinez, and they sometimes forget to mention that in 1999 he came out of the bullpen and threw a goddamn no-hitter against the greatest offense I've ever seen, the late 90s Indians. And in that game, they intentionally walked Troy O'Leary. The first time they intentionally walked Nomar Garciaparra, and Troy O'Leary comes up and hits a 3-run home run. And then later in the game, they do it again, and they load the bases.
I remember that. That's
he
the
hits
same
a
game
grand
as
slam.
Pedro's?
It's the same game that Pedro Martinez is pitching a fucking no-hitter against those Indians, and we win the game. We like come back and win the game by 1. But all of that being said, I don't think any of the game. I can't think of a better game than last night's game. It was the most incredible baseball game.
Let's get to it. I mean, it just felt like every inning it was. So in the top of the first inning, we got up to like a 2-0 lead.
Your boy Rafael Devers gets a two-run opposite field, 2-out
absolute
base hit to drive in 2.
He's having a great playoffs.
And it's clear from the get-go that Porcello doesn't have it, right?
Oh yeah,
he's like
Porcello
laboring.
Does not have
but
it.
But after when they tie it 4-4, you can see Bergman in the dugout screaming like, "We have to get him now!" Like he's like he can't throw like his breaking ball's flat. You can like read his mouth. He's like, "We need to do this now." And it's like, "Oh God, get him out of there! Get him out of there!" Of course we don't get him out of there. Of course they take the lead, and it's clear, right? I've never sort of been like, I don't know, maybe it's like HD TV, but when it's clear that like the Astros were like, "We can get to this guy right now," I was terrified.
Yeah, they smelled the blood in the water, I mean, they were manufacturing runs against them, but they were just crushing the ball too. I mean, but from the beginning of the game, I mean, from the first inning where Betts had the incredible, one of the most athletic baseball plays. He flew through the air. Like that was unbelievable. Even before the fan interference thing, just like when he leapt up for it, he was going full speed and he jumped. I was like, this is like one of the most athletic things I've ever seen a baseball player do.
Listen, this is like I know that, you know, you're the one who's like people are counting on for the sober analysis, and like in my like most magnanimous moments last night, I was able to put myself, listen to this, you'll like this. I was able to put myself in the perspective of an Astros fan, and like I acknowledge that if I was an Astros fan and I saw the ball hit one of my fans in the chest, in the front row, like not like in the hands reaching over, like hit him in the chest, I would be apoplectic. I would go to like the Chelsea Major League Baseball offices that they keep talking about, and I would swallow gasoline and I would light myself on fire. I would be so mad. I would be inconsolable with righteous indignation. I would be pissed. But also, I truly believe that Mookie Betts was going to catch that ball, and it was definitely like the right call. Because Like, what he did tonight, notwithstanding, which was an incredible play and right in front of all those people who lifted up their hands.
So
as like a
funny that he
sarcastic
had
joke.
the exact same play tonight, but everyone fucking backed off, and he just like made it was like,
Also, this motherfucker who closed Mookie Betts' glove was wearing a Ronald Reagan hat. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine? Can you imagine adorning your helmetry with the name of a president whose policies towards Latin America included genocide? What the fuck is where is the moral compass of the Houston Astros fan to be wearing that? It's so crazy. It's so dark. I'm glad that guy went home a loser and afraid for his life because he had cost the Astros a 2-run homer in a game they lost by 2 runs. You wearing a fucking Reagan Bush hat. I hope you're haunted by the deaths of 1 million dead Guatemalan and Iraqi children, you motherfucker. Anyway, I just want to say, brother, that I do think he's going to catch that ball, but I think if I was an Astros fan, I would be very angry.
Well,
which I think is really generous of me, and I think you should applaud and positively reinforce.
I'd like to positively reinforce your ability to step outside your own experience, put yourself in the shoes of another person. That's great work, Max. That's the kind of emotional labor that doesn't come easy for you.
And I would like to keep talking about this baseball game because after this moment that I'm talking about where we go down 5-4, I was pissed. And then Christian Vasquez goes opposite field gap shot double that goes off of this Springer character's glove he's like inches from making the most incredible catch.
Oh, with
Do you
2 outs.
remember this play?
With 2 outs, yeah.
It's the bottom of the 6th. He makes this leap, and I was like, oh my God, because I've been so traumatized by watching Bregman rob us of hits this whole series.
Oh my God, Bregman was incredible.
It was Brooks
in the
fucking
field.
Robinson over here. I could never see anything like it. What the fuck? He was
he was unbelievable.
It was a treat to watch.
It was.
But anyway, put a pin in that, folks, because this is some foreshadowing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so he missed that fly ball in center field by an
catch,
inch,
and that brings up Jackie
with 2 outs. That's right.
Jackie Bradley Jr., who promptly hits a colossal home run, another one. What's going on with Jackie Bradley Jr., Samson?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen this yet, but is it official? Is he the MVP of the series? I mean, who else would it be? It's either him or...
I literally cannot fathom.
No, it's got to be him. The only other
else.
person it possibly could be is my man Devers.
Listen to me.
I felt like
it's Jackie Bradley Jr. Jackie Bradley Jr. hit a 3-run double with 2 outs to put the Red Sox ahead in Game 2. Then he hit a grand slam with 2 outs to put the Red Sox ahead in Game 3. Then he hit this 2-run home run in Game 4 with 2 outs to put the Red Sox ahead. He had 9 2-out RBIs in 3 games, all of which were instrumental in the victories. He's the MVP.
He's incredible.
What a fucking G. Oh my God. It was so cool. So then it's 6-5 in this, and we're not out of the woods yet. And then Carlos Correa, who in the next inning, Correa fails to step on second base, extends the inning, and we get another run. And then in the next inning, Betts and JD Martinez finally look like Betts and JD Martinez for the first time in the 27 innings or 25 innings. Those two dudes get together, put us ahead, and it's oh, now we're up 3 runs. It's 8-5. But oh man, we're not out of the woods yet, are we, brother?
Not quite, because Craig fucking Kimbrel.
Can you believe
how did
that
we
Mookie Betts throws that guy out in the top of the 8th?
Oh yeah.
They're gonna get closer, right? But they're gonna get a lot closer if that guy, if their first out of the inning doesn't happen and they have another base runner, that guy comes around to score. That's the game. Betts the MVP is. It's not just he struggled a little bit offensively, but when we needed him defensively, he robbed them of home runs and he threw like it was a crucial out the first out of the 8th inning.
I mean, in Benintendi also, obviously to put the game away had that
We'll
unbelievable
get there, brother.
play
We'll
too.
get there. I don't want you to get ahead. We're still in the 8th inning. You want to go all the way to the 9th inning? I just want to say that in the top of the 9th, we had the bases loaded, and Betts hits a sharp sinking liner, and Josh fucking Reddick who won the Gold Glove in right field before Mookie Betts established himself. They'll never win that award again because Betts is going to have it for the next decade, but. He makes a diving catch, robbing Betts of extra bases and perhaps 3 runs. Insurance for Craig Kimbrell's trifling ass. But no, I couldn't believe that Benintendi caught that ball in the 9th to return the favor against Alex fucking Bregman, the best player in the Astros. What a fucking way to end that game. It was incredible, huh, Sam?
Okay, I'd like to pause and reflect on this for a moment because we just somehow beat the crap out of an incredibly good Houston Astros team with Chris Sale having one bad start and Craig Kimbrell
beat them
having
in 5 games with Chris Sale only pitching 4 innings.
Sale pitched 4 innings. Kimbrell just was a complete nightmare in practically every game he pitched. And Mookie Betts and JD Martinez did not dominate at the plate. Going into this series, I mean, you said yourself, like, we have 2 hitters that you really like, and the Astros have 4. But the 2 hitters that you really liked on our team had a mediocre at best series. And our all-star pitcher had a bad series, and one of the best closers of all time continued to have a horrific postseason, and yet we just dominated them. That's unbelievable feat right there. You got to tip our hats to David Price and Nathan Eovaldi and Jackie Bradley Jr. and Rafael Devers. Xander Bogaerts had a great series. I mean, our Andrew Benintendi had a great series.
Andrew Benintendi won us a game.
And he was amazing. He was great at the plate, and he was incredible in the field.
Look, this has been a great. I've been really surprised. I've been really surprised by like how people keep doubting the Red Sox. And I don't feel like I doubt the Red Sox. I feel like I live in mortal fear that previous traumas will reoccur. But like, I know what I've been watching this year, and that's like a really, really good team. Team
you've been
that
saying
can.
It all year.
It's special.
So, brother,
I really like these guys.
Brother, I think we should briefly talk about what happened tonight, but I just want to ask you real quick. I mean, do I even have to ask, who do you want to see in the World Series? There's only one answer to this.
I want to beat LA.
Beat
really
LA.
want to.
Can you imagine what an incredible cap to such a memorable season it would be if we beat New York and beat LA and beat the defending World Series champs, all 3 of those? Like, that was our playoffs. We beat New York, beat the defending champs from fucking Texas, and then we beat LA at the end. I mean, that's storybook. That's the kind of storybook ending that was going to lead to the cultural contradictions of capitalism, revolution style, or whatever.
A lot of people I noticed were complaining about the late start times of the games. Like the game last night started at 8:40 and ended 4 hours and 20 minutes later or something.
Yeah, it's really late.
It's really late. It's really unfair to a lot of people. And I just noticed that no one blamed capitalism for this problem. But
a couple
clearly
people did.
Really?
Well, yeah. I retweeted at least one guy that blamed capitalism or raised the...
Oh,
yeah.
Can I just tell, speaking of, like, if we're going to talk about our fucking Twitter on our podcast, which is insane, I would just like to mention that, like, did you see that insane exchange I had with the former Enron employees who chimed into my dig about how Minute Maid orange juice tastes terrible?
Oh my God, that's
Wasn't
incredible.
that
So
So-
set this up for a second, because this is really funny. I can't believe that.
It was wild. I was out here tweeting during the baseball game like a hero, even though I was really nervous.
And you made
I had
you made a
something
really
snarky
funny
to
joke.
say.
Yeah.
About how Minute Maid orange juice is the worst orange juice, which I stand by.
Because
would anyone disagree?
No
No,
one
I don't
disagrees
think-
with that, but also just so people know, we're playing the Astros, and the name of their baseball stadium is Minute Maid Park. So you made a joke about how Minute Maid is the worst orange juice, and then someone.
But I had forgotten. Until this weirdo on Twitter reminded me that the name of the Astros baseball stadium when it opened was Enron Park. Named after one of the worst disasters in the history of American capitalism.
And then the guys like made it some comment about, like, well, you know, and
about workers. I think from now on, Sam, I think we should just like cut to periodically to, like, if we're going to talk about American labor struggle or disasters in American capitalism, we should just cut to you, like have like a quick like clip of you playing old labor songs. Will you do that?
Like, you want me to
You just,
like get some like Pete Seeger song or Woody Guthrie, like
Exactly.
insert
I
it
just want
into
you, like where workers strike and organize, is there you'll find Joe Hill. And
yeah,
then
I mean, listen, I'm just kind of scraping this together. If we get some money, then I'll do that. I don't know.
Fuck, I'll Venmo you to cover labor songs. That's what I've been wanting you to play them.
Oh, you want me to cover them myself? You want me to play acoustic guitar and sing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Anyway, let's get back into this, because this Enron employee, he revealed that he had worked for Enron, and you were like,
And that, like, him and 20,000 other workers had been fucked over. And one of the things he was most mad about was he had read the expense reports in which one of his bosses had took a bunch of his friends to Mexico to go dirt bike racing. Like, he flew everyone down
Unbelievable.
on company money, and they went dirt bike racing in Cabo San Lucas right before the Enron crash. And if you it was just such a lovely illustration of how horrible and deregulated late capitalism in America is. And then to see once again that guy in the Reagan Bush hat, you know, who I don't know, there's some sort of joke to be made about how the regulations of baseball caught up with that motherfucker. But I'm not going to make it.
okay, but you should
Samson.
follow us on Twitter, phone at Wallet Keys Ortiz, or Instagram at Phone Wallet Keys David Ortiz. And
You should interact with us. We will so glad, like both of us, both me and like Sam will start a fire and I will throw gasoline on it. You just, you guys want to fan the flames? We will indulge you completely. I'm in a great mood, Sam.
I am too.
I'm so happy for David Price. He
was
had-
incredible tonight. He was
He
dominant.
struck out 9 people and didn't walk a single fucking batter.
Yeah.
He was locked in and focused.
It was the opposite of Porcello last night, where Porcello, you could tell right away he just didn't have it and he was laboring through it. Price, you were just like, this man, he's in full control of what he's doing, and he's just like out there dominating.
Yeah, I heard it described as an exorcism. What do you think of that?
I mean, it's incredible because, I mean, he pitched that well for a little bit. He had his run in the season, late in the season, but he certainly
pitched his team into the World Series tonight. The World Series. The Red Sox are going to the World Series, and we're going to win. And that's just going to be our first championship this year. This is great. We are in position again to win a championship, and that's going to make so many people angry. And if they channel that anger into like anger at the state and then decide to like maybe take over the state rather than allow a system in which Boston continues to jump up and down on their collective thorax, this is what we've been waiting for, Sam. I'm so happy.
I'm really happy too, Max.
We get to beat oh man.
I really hope it's LA. So wait, where are they at in that series? Brewers in LA.
It's 3-2 LA, but it's headed back to Milwaukee.
Well, I hope LA can take one more, and I hope that Chris Sale, recovers from his stomach injury, because we're gonna need him to go up against Kershaw.
Stomach injury? I think he ate at one of the fine Boston restaurants and just got a little sick. And I don't want to break news on this podcast, but I think I know what restaurant it was. Maybe we'll reveal it. A friend of mine let me know that it was a restaurant we used to work at together, and he sent me a Facebook post from the day before.
Is this a fucking joke? Are you serious?
This is not a joke. I got a Facebook. I have Facebook evidence of a restaurant thanking Chris Sale for stopping by. A restaurant I used to work at.
Get
Samson.
the fuck out of here!
And then
what
it's
restaurant?
like they didn't fucking delete it. I don't know if we should like I don't want to break news on this podcast because again we're not journalists.
Okay.
Here,
why don't you
just like seems
just tell me and then I'll edit it out if it...
No. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be like. Maybe if you vent, I'm just gonna be a little coy. But listen.
Wait,
can you
fucking
imagine
kidding
how
me?
out of fucking insane these people are? Because they didn't delete the fucking post after he got fucking food poisoning. Chris, can you imagine what would happen in the Iliad if fucking Achilles got food poisoning right before he's supposed to battle Hector?
And then some
and then some local restaurant in Troy was like,
No.
"Yo, thanks Achilles for coming by."
No, but it's not in
it's like-
Troy because where's Achilles from?
Yeah, some cantina on the fucking whatever. Oh my god, you're right. It's not Troy. It's
We're not actually like smart.
Just
We
edit your fucking answer into this, and then I'll be. Oh yeah, that's right. No. Like,
Where did he
that
fucking eat? Where did you work? Was it fucking the diner that you worked at? Was it a Village Fair?
If Chris Sale walked into that pizza place that I in Brookline Village, everyone involved would need to be like, I would support the Brookline police in intervening there. There would have to be arrests made. You can't. But in any case, I would have just deleted the Facebook post after he ended up in the hospital, y'all. Maybe we'll talk about it on Twitter.
Okay.
Maybe I'll release it on Instagram and it can go viral. I don't know. I don't think anyone I like is still at the restaurant, but I want to make sure before I ruin their life.
I mean, it's ambitious of you to think that the podcast has that kind of reach, but
Sam, the internet is a crazy place, and people want to know what the fuck is going on with Chris Sale.
True. And I would definitely make some tweets about it with a link to this episode. All right, listen, let's wrap this up. It's been an absolutely unbelievable series.
I'm glad we did this. I was really tired and I was gonna go to bed, but like as soon as I started talking to you, I got filled with energy. I'm so happy that.
So let's do 5 minutes on the Celtics season.
No.
Yes,
yes.
Yes.
I mean, I will do.
Give me 5 minutes. What are you talking about? We crushed the 76ers.
We crushed the 76ers.
And
Jason
our
Tatum,
two best players, well, Jason Tatum was our best player, and then after that
Jason
it was
Tatum, it looks
Marcus
like Jason
Morris
Tatum,
and Terry Rozier.
Yeah, the much maligned by my I can't believe you were wasted during Game 5 of the. You were drunk.
I know, doesn't that suck? It totally sucks.
Well, I was thinking about how you put me on blast last episode, and like what to do about that. About like you seeming like the perfect angel brother and me seeming like a out of control.
What, because people were praying for me when I broke my leg, and meanwhile you were just pretending that I had bone density problems to relieve you of your fucking past crimes?
If you guys want to listen to the past crime explication, it's in the previous episode. But I was just like, there's this one night I was driving through Boston, and
looking for the Boston Bombers while the city was on lockdown, and I was pleading with you to go home. Okay, what are you talking about?
I was talking about you know how like if you're in Boston and you're driving towards downtown from Boylston Street from the MFA, there's the Christian Science Center, which has this long, beautiful reflecting pool. And one night I was driving through the city, I was listening to music, just like enjoying a summer evening, and I wouldn't call even though my brother just did mention the fact that during the shelter-in-place lockdown, I did try and find the Boston Bombers myself.
Shout out to brothers, right? They're brothers. That's a compelling brother relationship.
Oh yeah, we have to we have to start doing more of that, talking more about brothers.
So
people like
what are their names? Jokar and Zarner?
No. That's a bad idea. I just want to get out the story about me like stopping, having to pull my car over because I see 2 or 3 young hoodlums urinating in the Christian Science Center headquarters reflecting pool.
You're fucking
and it turned out
to
be none other than my brother and his 2 bandmates who were drunk and relieving themselves in the reflecting pool.
That's a goddamn lie. You're pulling that up out of your ass, and I give you a little bit of credit for the creativity
of it. Oh my God.
That never happened. What are you talking about?
This is Zionistic level.
We don't have any other brothers.
Revisionism.
I don't know. You're confusing memories again. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm confusing memories of finding you and fellow great Red Sox fans, Zan Aird and Jack Daves, peeing in the reflecting pool. Get them on the phone right now and have them confirm this shameful display. I put you all in the convertible and drove you home. You don't remember this? Why would you? You were fucking pissing in the fucking Mary Baker Eddy reflecting pool.
I wouldn't do that. I like that
monster. Place. Yeah, it's a great place, a civic treasure. It's a cathedral to learning, and you pissed on it. You're a true Bostonian now. Okay, yeah.
All right, I want to talk about the Celtics. Jason Tatum.
It's his team.
It's his team. He really kind of he came out and said, it's going to be between me and Kyrie. And I mean it wasn't even close in game 1. He looked like he was fresh from a game 7. He looked like the last time he played, it was a game 7 in which he dunked in LeBron's face with the game on the line and then hit a step back 3. Like he just had so much confidence. That was incredible to watch.
I was concerned that the Celtics were going to struggle in the early going as Kyrie and Gordon Hayward got their sea legs back. But that was a dumb concern of mine because I forgot that without them, like the players who already have their sea legs were the best team in the Eastern Conference last year, and now they're picking up right where they left off.
Yeah, Al Horford played a great game, great defensive game, and just like a really unsung game. Jaylen Brown dunked
Terry
on
Rozier
Embiid.
rejected the shit out of Joel Embiid. Did you see that?
Oh, that was crazy.
Sam.
Yeah, that was insane.
And Jaylen Brown's like that was a great Instagram post you made. But I was thinking about all of the great memes. Could you start? Maybe we should Venmo Bob Weiss and have him make us memes about Jaylen Brown dunking on systematic oppression, and we'll just like put a different structural oppression manifestation over Joel Embiid's face and like throw that meme up. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I know what you're talking about.
I think that's a good idea. Well, I just think we need to start appropriating Jaylen Brown's likeness for the revolution.
Yeah, I'm there. So are you worried about Kyrie? Let's split him up. Are you worried about Kyrie?
I mean, it was during the game, right? So I was switching back and forth, and every time I like flipped the channel, I was like, Kyrie took a shot and missed, and I was like, you know me, I'm sitting there in the same lucky part of the couch that I've like discovered, wearing the same shirt I've worn each of the last 6 Red Sox wins, because it was the last 2 Yankee winning shirt. Anyway, I'm deep in my Kabbalah phase, and it's like, oh man, every time I watch Kyrie shoot, he's gonna miss, so I have to just stop doing this. And then I realized that, like, I checked the box score at halftime after the game, and I was like, oh, no, wait, Kyrie just missed every single shot he took. It's not me flipping the channels, which was helpful for my fragile psyche, because I felt bad that I was...
Yeah,
no.
I don't think that you had anything to do with that. I do think that you really were instrumental in us winning this series, so I thank you for your...
With my shirt, it's really something.
So post a picture of this shirt.
I'm not going to do that. It smells really bad.
I want to see it. Send it to me at least.
I'm not going to wash it, though, until after the World Series. I think I'm concerned that washing it might, like, take away... It's, like, really... It's cooking with something right now, and if I wash it might lose... I don't know.
You're disgusting.
But I do think Kyrie's going to be fine. I'm more concerned about Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he just, like, looks like a person who was... like, he looks a little traumatized, and it's, like... I think I think sports psychology is real, and I think it's going to be a hard road back to, like, quote unquote, be able to explode off of his leg.
Yeah, I think that I now am believing that we're months away from seeing the kind of player that he's going to be. But he doesn't look as traumatized as Markelle Fultz does.
No one looks as traumatized as Markelle Fultz. I can't believe. Also, did you notice that on the first night of the season, the Sacramento Kings lost, the Memphis Grizzlies lost, and the LA Clippers lost?
I caught myself looking up the standings of the draft picks, and then I was like, no, please don't do this, especially because it's kind of complicated. Like, we want, right? Like, the Clippers, we want to win, actually. We need the Clippers to make it the playoffs to get their pick. So we need them to win, and the Grizzlies is like a weird thing. We need them to, like, be in the middle of the pack, I think. But Sacramento lost, which is good, and that's the important thing, that we have Jason Tatum, who was arguably the best player on the court last night. I mean, he wasn't, but he was... I still kind of think that, yeah, whatever. He was one of the best players on the court, and for the privilege of having him, we also get Sacramento's pick next year. It's
crazy.
It's
crazy. One of the all-time.
Look,
I mean, even if the Sacramento pick turns out to be a total bust, it's still one of the, like, all-time, like, heists. You know what I mean? Like,
without a doubt.
Without a doubt. And this pick is just gravy, and we could... I don't know. It's going to be a crazy season. We're going to be talking about this pick all year long, because what do we do with the fact that we have this unbelievable asset and a team that's ready to win right now?
It's totally crazy. I don't know. We try and figure out how to trade
Next
for
game
Anthony
is
Davis.
against Toronto, though. Do you think we might see a letdown? I think we might see a letdown. Because what if Kawhi Leonard shuts down Jason Tatum? That's conceivable.
Right. That's totally conceivable. I think this game...
And what if Kyrie isn't ready for Lowry? That's conceivable.
This one we're going to need Kyrie for. Hayward, I'll take your 24 minutes of, like, pretty good basketball, and we can still win this game. But I'm going to need to see something big out of Kyrie, because, listen, I know that he had a good game, Marcus Morris, but I still also think that he played in the way that we can't have Marcus Morris going into this Toronto game being like, "Don't worry, you guys, I got this." Like, we need it to come from. We need, like, Jaylen Brown to have a monster game, and we need Kyrie to play his fucking ass off, and we need Tatum to show that actually there's no one in the league that can stop him.
Do you think that Jaylen Brown's ceiling is Scottie Pippen, like Hall of Famer, swingman, incredible perimeter defender, Scottie Pippen?
Scottie Pippen is one of the best perimeter defenders of all time, if not the best. I think that's a little ambitious. I'm gonna throw a little bit of water on that. Scottie Pippen, Max.
Because I was thinking that it's a little bit jarring and hard to know what to do with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum thing, because with the Bulls, right, they got Jordan and then they added Pippen. But in the Celtics case, if you have Pippen and you add Jordan, it's like a little hard to recognize what's happening here. That's why I was asking about Pippen, because
he doesn't need to be Pippen because we also have Kyrie and soon to be Anthony Davis once we cash in all of our draft picks and a few other assets.
And Jason Tatum is Michael Jordan.
No, he's not. But he doesn't need to be Michael Jordan. Come on, he's not Michael Jordan. But
all right, throw some water on these takes. I'm just saying, Sam, once the Celtics reveal themselves to be the fucking burgeoning empire and the Red Sox are winning the World Series and the Patriots are marching inexorably towards another Super Bowl, we're going to start seeing what we need to see. We're going to seize the state. We're going to seize state power. We're going to close all our military bases. It's going to be great.
Yeah. We're talking about a revolution here. Max.
I love you, Sam.
Max, I love you so much. Phone Wallet Keys, David Ortiz. This was episode 7, a special edition. It's 12:41 a.m. and Red Sox won the World Series.